Welcome to our world of yum.
Y'all feeling lucky? Luke Combs here, and an exclusive opportunity for you to win $500,000 by joining me in the Living Lucky with Luke Combs lottery experience. And it rains, it pours for lucky fans and lottery players who enter to of a lifetime. Join us for a private concert, the iconic Rhyme 24.
Ticket top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports, while it's slightly to gentle equipment, 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment, and it's more than baseball, golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always right here you're done with. Trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 a.m. here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys want a happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Cleary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fencing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Welcome into the happy hour. It is I, Rico, leading the way as Nick is on a vacation with his family out at the Calamus Reservoir, probably getting sunburnt right about now. That's usually what he's really good at when he goes on vacation. So when he comes back, nobody tell him if his face is peeling. He loves that. But it is I, Rico, joined by my now forever co-host, Austin Orman. Austin, how are you on this wonderful Thursday?
Still great. Glad to be back with you.
Fantastic. We got done with an hour of water cooler action. Now it's time for an hour of happy hour action here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Join us on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Like, subscribe, share the post, do everything that you have to do to send more people in our direction, because we would love that. It would be very nice of you to do that. And because we are about to talk about some Dylan Raiola, as the Georgia commit, son of Nebraska great Dominic Raiola, is headed to his fourth high school in 4 years.
Fourth and three. He didn't even play at Pinnacle.
Well, he's going to his fourth and four, but his third team he's going to play for in 4 years.
Yes.
As he transferred from whatever high school he was at before to Pinnacle High School after the season, has been doing workouts, but he was going to be he wasn't able to play in the first 5 games due to the transfer rules of Arizona high schools. So they were looking for a place where he'd be able to play right away. And after he commits to Georgia, why not move to the state and play for a nationally ranked high school in Buford High School down in Buford, Georgia, as that is where Dylan Raiola is going. Do you have a problem with this? Does this show anything for Dylan Raiola? Is this like a lack of commitment or anything? And again, I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying that, this guy's obviously going to enter the portal after a year or two at Georgia. I'm not saying that. I'm asking you guys, the listeners. I'm asking Austin, 402-464-5685, Honda of Lincoln hotline, starter him and text line. Don't be scared to chime in. What do you think of Dylan Raiola leaving the state of Arizona and heading to Georgia, where he will be playing his college ball and playing for a high school in Georgia for his final season?
I will say, first off, I understand it. It makes sense. I mean, you're going to be, half an hour, 45 minutes down the road from Athens. So to be closer to your college coach, they can have, simpler contact with you. You can probably learn more, probably better peer recruiting there. I'm sure this was something Georgia wanted too. That's a talent-rich part of the state. And
you
to
can go watch practices.
Oh, you can. Absolutely. Every day. So I wouldn't be shocked to know that Georgia helped push for this. I think it does them and Dylan Raiola a lot of good for him to be there. It's just still very weird for me to think of transfer in high school because it just feels very, at least collegiate, if not kind of free agent professionally in the high school ranks. And I get if it's one thing if you're going, from, private school to public school or vice versa within the city that you live in. Or if you, move across town and you have to transfer school districts. That's what I think of when I think of high school transfer, not, hey, this kid was at one high school in Arizona, moved away, came back to Arizona, eventually go into a different high school. No, just kidding, commits to Georgia. Now we're going to move to Georgia just for the football career. All I can say is I hope for his family it's worth it and he lives up to the hype, because don't forget he has a younger brother. I don't know the setup. I wouldn't love keeping younger brother somewhere and older brother somewhere else. I think that Dylan Raiola has had a lot, on his plate for a long time now. It comes with the territory of being the number one overall recruit in a high school class. So it makes sense. But for as grown up and as adult as he seems in a lot of ways, as many adult responsibilities are on his plate, he's still a kid.
Yeah.
He's still, 18 years old?
17,
18, will be 19 maybe when he comes into college. That's a lot for a young man. No matter how good a head he has on his shoulders, no matter how good his support system is, it just feels like a lot. So I get it. It might be the best move for his professional future, and I hope for his sake it works out. But every time I see a story like this, I just worry that kids aren't being kids.
This isn't like kind of like you mentioned where, your family moved somewhere, your mom or your dad got a job and you had to move, and, dad was working at an engineering factory in Arizona and all of a sudden got a job in Georgia, so you had to move there. No, this is strictly for him. This is strictly for his high school and his collegiate career, and as you said, his pro career. And as you said, we're not sure exactly what the family is going to do. Not sure if he's going to stay with a host family in Georgia or if mom or dad is going to move with him to Georgia and live in an apartment or something. I don't know exactly what's going on there. But my thought is younger brother's going to stay in Arizona. Younger brother's going to stay at Pinnacle and play on that JV team as he's a sophomore, play on that JV team. Or maybe he takes over the varsity spot. Maybe, there was a cryptic tweet by Dylan Raiola a couple of weeks ago where he said, it's your turn now, or the future is yours or something. And he tagged his little brother in it. Maybe that's what he meant. He's like, hey, you're going to take over the varsity spot here in Arizona and then go on to do great things. I'm moving over to Georgia. It is a very strange move, but as you said, I get it in terms of for the Georgia coaching staff. I'm sure Buford runs something similar to what Georgia runs. He's going to be surrounded by a five-star safety that they're trying to get, a five-star linebacker in next year's class that they already have committed. There's a five-star defensive end and another five-star linebacker at that school. It's a nationally ranked school, one of the best schools in the nation. So you put him there and he gets to play against like talent. This is also probably something that Georgia wants to see. How does he perform when he has, these athletes around him or these athletes going against him? So it's kind of like a proving ground. I don't think that they're going to, back off of the commitment of the number one player in the country, but this is something that they'll be able to look at and say, okay, this is exactly what we're getting with Dylan Raiola. And, maybe there's a couple of things that they might have to tweak or some players they might have to target in order to get him. But there's also something that I guess I just thought about right now. At Pinnacle High School, the starting tight end is committed to USC. He's going to play baseball and football at USC. And maybe there was some talks between the two, and maybe he's like, hey, if you do decommit from Georgia, if you're thinking, it's right there. And
Georgia's like, no, get him out of there. Leave.
It's a short drive. It's not, well, I don't know about short, but it's shorter than Georgia. Your parents are going to have to get on a red-eye flight to go watch your games on a Saturday. We'll have to get on a red-eye on Friday to just watch you play on Saturday. So, maybe this is something that you might want to think about. That could be a part of it as well. I'm not saying it is, but that's also something that could be in there. But is this something we might see in the future? Is this something that high school students, somebody from California commits to Ohio State, and next thing you know, they're playing in Ohio for their final year of high school? Somebody from Texas commits to I'm trying to think of a USC, they're playing in California. Somebody from Florida commits to Michigan. They're up in Michigan playing their final year of high school. Is this something that we might see in the future? Because if so, this is a dangerous precedent to set.
I think it's happened before. This clearly can't be the first time this has happened. I think it's one of the higher profile ones. But typically when we see moves like this, it's someone going to like an IMG academy or a Montverde, where that's what they're there for. It's essentially a year of professional training, not just, a really good athletic department, high school. So I think we've seen that aspect of it. Even I think to some degree, we've seen that out in like Las Vegas with Bishop Gorman out there. I think Tate Martell transferred in at one point, if I'm not mistaken, for a similar sort of reason.
But I mean, those are, like you said, they're different. Those are like training grounds, proving grounds to get you to college. You're not going from, there was, I don't remember the lineman from Nebraska who went down to IMG, ended up coming back to Nebraska because he, got all that training and everything and proved that he was a Power 5 player, and he came back to Nebraska. You're not going down to IMG because you want to go to Miami or Florida State. You're going down there because it is a football factory, and it's going to send you somewhere across the country to a Division I school. Right,
which is where I think football is a little bit behind basketball, and for a good reason. I think high school football is by far the safest place for high schoolers to play. But for basketball, you have the overtime elite. You have the G League Ignite, even to some degree. But that's, 17 and 18-year-olds, maybe 18 and 19-year-olds, where, there's a few guys that go, for their last year of high school, get an extra year there, especially the overtime elite. Where that one starts younger, whereas G League Ignite is just kind of the one-year stopover after you graduate high school. But outside of IMG, there's really not, in that fake school in Ohio?
Yeah.
I think they played IMG at one point.
Bishop something.
Yeah.
Not Bishop Gorman.
No, we don't talk enough about that story anymore. Like, that came and passed far too quickly.
Those are like 24-year-olds who are playing against high schoolers and losing.
Yeah. So poorly run. But there's not a lot of that for football. So, on the one hand, like, again, the business side of me completely understands the rationale, and I can see the benefit of it. The altruistic part of me says, why do we have to do this?
Yeah, it could open up some weird can of worms if it does. And like you said, it's probably not the first time this has happened, but this is definitely the highest profile case that we've ever had, where a kid is transferring high schools to be closer to his committed school. But you look at the collegiate ranks, and transfers happen all the time, but it's for different, I don't know, it's for different reasons as opposed to in high school, because if you're a highly ranked player in high school, you're starting, you're playing on this team. If you're a highly ranked player in college, there are other highly ranked players around you. Sometimes you don't get to play, or sometimes, in a Jordy Ball's case, you get homesick and you want to go home. Dylan Raiola is leaving home for a chance to, for the opportunity to be closer to his future home, where he'll be for, in a perfect world for him, 3 years. And then he'll move on to a professional venue and again, be away from home, establish a new home wherever he ends up getting drafted. So it's just a strange situation, and I hope it doesn't open up this can of worms of high school players transferring to be closer to their committed schools.
What this does, though, is gives Nebraska a much better chance to land Dylan Raiola.
Does it?
Nebraska has signed multiple players from Buford High School.
That is true.
Including Malik Williams, who is no longer there. He's at Stephen F. Austin. But RB2, Gabe Irvin from Buford High.
Is that what we're going to do?
I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
He transferred to Buford.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
He transferred to Buford for a better chance of going to Nebraska. Got it.
Not saying, just saying.
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
If you don't think about it, it makes sense.
We kind of talked about this on the drive, but in an alternate world where Dylan Raiola commits to Nebraska, what high school does he go to?
Okay, what did the guys say? And what's your rationale? What's your logic? 'Cause I have a couple guesses.
We didn't really say schools. We were just throwing schools' names out there. But in my head, so if you just want to keep it, kind of the same, 30, 45 minutes away, Omaha. He goes to the Metro. That's where he's going to play. The best school, is Buford the best school in Georgia? I don't know. They're one of the more highly ranked schools in Georgia. And so if you're looking at highly ranked schools, you've got Bellevue West with Danny Kalen. You've got
not going there.
West Side with one of the Rezaxes at quarterback. Creighton Prep is a pretty highly regarded school. They just had a tight end signed with Iowa, so he wouldn't lack athletes there.
Mm-hmm.
Millard North.
No, he's not running the triple option.
They don't run the triple option anymore.
I thought they did.
Nah,
did they just get rid of it?
Yeah, no, they haven't run it for a while. They don't run it anymore. Yeah,
no, I'm behind on the times.
Millard South.
I came up with, I think, two schools I think would be the most likely.
Omaha North. He's got Tyson Terry guarding him.
I got three schools for you.
Okay.
Number one is West Side. I think it's a big enough school with enough success, and I don't think he's scared of a Rezac.
Okay.
I think he would walk in and be the starter. Number two, Gretna's kind of the it school right now. A little closer to Lincoln.
Nebraska
still
hasn't
growing.
had success with Gretna quarterbacks.
Well, no, they haven't. But again, if he's already committed and then he goes there,
yeah.
I think there's enough talent there, enough pedigree. They've won pretty recently. I could see Gretna. Or he just says, screw it, I'm moving to Ainsworth.
Play with Carter
Nelson season.
And then you try and convince him to go to Nebraska.
Yep.
Dylan Raiola.
He's a plant.
8-man football.
Enjoy your time in Ainsworth, Dylan.
There you go.
You'll get
buddy.
the big time next year.
Have fun. Yeah, that would be something that he'd be willing
sure that'd
to
go
do.
over really well.
What if he was in Lincoln?
It's east.
Lincoln East?
Maybe southwest, but east or southwest.
Why east? Why just right away east?
I just think that one makes the most sense. Just because process of elimination. Is he going to go to North Star? No. Is he going to go to Southeast? Doesn't feel like it.
No.
Is he going to go to Lincoln High?
Yes.
I just don't see it.
He's got Donald DeFran. He's got a speedster on the outside.
Maybe. And
you're
in terms of talent, maybe.
You're a 20-minute walk to the stadium?
You're not going to go to Northwest.
No. I mean, if you want to start a program, if you want to have all the records.
No.
So first year, second year, first year.
I don't think Nebraska would want him to go to Northwest in its current state.
How many players transferred to Northwest? If he goes to Northwest.
Oh, gosh. Is that all of them? Is all of them the answer?
All of the best
The
players?
correct answer is Dylan Raiola should still commit to Nebraska and go to Lincoln Lutheran, but
that's not.
Whatever.
That's not.
I'm just saying that's the correct answer.
Was he going to go to Lincoln Christian?
No. Nah.
Lincoln Pius?
Sorry, Nick. Nope.
Nick would love that.
Nope. He doesn't belong there.
Would he go to Bellevue West just to rub it in Danny's face? Just like I took your college, now I'm taking your high school.
I don't think Nebraska would recommend him to do that.
Why not? Then he could get Isaiah McMorris and Davon Hall.
That is entirely prioritizing the short term over the long term. If this coaching staff wants to be here long term, you absolutely do not and do that to your second choice.
You send him to Bellevue East.
Oh boy. Imagine the fireworks.
Oh,
Imagine the fireworks.
Well, that's already one of the bigger games of the year in the city of Bellevue. That's the biggest game of the year in the state.
My gosh.
Crosstown rivalry. You're getting transfers to Bellevue East, so it's gonna build them up.
Yeah. A few years ago, he might have gone to Burke.
Yeah. No, he definitely would have gone to Burke a few years ago.
Yeah. With Watts and Hickman.
School we haven't mentioned. Central's
on that list.
There's a couple of athletes.
Especially even get AG to come back and play.
There's a good.
Maybe that's what I should ask Amon tonight is, would you have transferred from Omaha North to Omaha Central just to play with Dylan Raiola?
Caleb Pyfrom.
Yep.
Guarding you there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying.
Would Dylan Raiola play baseball in high school too? Because he was being recruited as a catcher. Would he still play baseball? Because then you might have to factor that into the equation.
Would you let him play baseball?
Why? Again, okay. I would. Again, love the multi-sport athletes. Love letting kids be kids.
You did say he was a catcher. I didn't know if he was a catcher or a pitcher.
He's a catcher.
I say if
that's what he's listed as.
If he was a pitcher, no. I'm not taking that chance. Catcher, yeah, sure. I let him play.
I did look up on Perfect Game just to see Nebraska baseball's recruiting targets, and Dylan Raiola is listed on there. 6'3", 210 catcher, right. Interests: Alabama, Nebraska, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Oregon, TCU, Texas, Vandy.
Oh, so Georgia's not offering him for baseball?
They are not.
Nebraska's offering dual sport.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? No, I'm just kidding.
It worked out really well for Kyler Murray.
No, we're good.
Worked out really well for Kyler Murray.
Danny Kalen's in the boat. We're good with it. We're fine with it. That's a ridiculous segment that we just had. That's gonna do it for the first segment here on the Happy Hour. You're listening to the Happy Hour on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. When we come back, we just hit on it. A little bit of baseball, some recruiting. Rob Childress already doing his thing. Gets named an assistant and immediately gets 25 recruits in the boat. I don't know, something like that. But we're gonna hit on a little bit of that when we come back to the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes it to provide you with the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Save money on energy-efficient equipment with the LES Sustainable Energy Program. Nearly half of the financial incentives are still available for qualifying projects. View incentives and learn more at les.com/SEP.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer. Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoe fashion. They also have shoes and brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professional for fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, up of 66 Q in Lincoln.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln.
Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to craft beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 Tall Boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically play. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
BJ, you had a chance to meet Broderick Sandman Thomas? Yeah.
He had 1 year where he just went off.
Tampa?
Yeah, he had 174 tackles.
Wow.
And 11 sacks in 1991. 7 forced fumbles.
Like when I asked Terrell, who's the best linebackers? I don't know if I've ever heard Broderick Thomas come out of Terrell's mouth. It's always same guys. Jay Foreman, Levant David, Barrett. But again, if you don't watch the tape, you don't know how good they were.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I vomited last night.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I literally vomited. I threw up.
On 97 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to The Ticket, 93.7. It's the happy hour here on 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. I am Rico, joined by Austin Orman. Megan Walker chilling back here. We were just talking track in the break, talking about dual sport athletes and if they can continue to be dual sport athletes when they do get to college. Because I know I had a couple of guys who I went to UNK with who did football and track, and they were sprinters. So you put on that football weight, and then you come out to track after the season is over. Granted, at that time, when I was in college, UNK's football was cheeks. We had just moved to the MIAA, and they were like the kings of the RMAC. We had just moved to the MIAA, and it was a wake-up call.
It's all because you weren't playing, Rico.
I know. I should have. Me and my friends would always go out, and we would work on goal line fades. And like defending goal line fades. I was elite at that.
You were the lockdown corner?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And then a couple of times toe tap in the back corner of the end zone gorgeous. I would have been a great dual sport athlete. But that's neither here nor there. The guys that did were bigger guys, you running back, linebackers, and they were sprinters on our team, which is crazy. But they would come in and they had all that football weight. They had to shed it. And it was intense because they're coming back for our conditioning periods, and we're running tempo 2s, we're running 400s, we're doing all these things to get our conditioning up, get our sprint endurance up, and all this. And they are just lagging behind because they're heavy. They're heavy guys, so they're working on it, trying to get that different kind of lifts for football and track, different kind of workouts. Your body's working in a different way. They ended up getting down to it, and then after. I don't know how long they did it before I was there, but a year after I was there, so my sophomore year, all of those guys dropped football and were just track athletes. This isn't to say that that's what's going to happen at Nebraska, but it is hard to put on that weight for football and then go on and do a sport like track and field where your weight, if you're a sprinter, your weight doesn't have to be as high as it has to be if you're a wide receiver or something in football. If you're a thrower, it's just distributing the weight in a different manner. But it's difficult.
Or even like a Tanner Farmer playing offensive line and then wrestling. That's different. Plain and simple it is. I think every athlete has a point where there's good weight and then there's extra weight. So finding that good middle ground of good football playing weight and then good running weight for track is key, because you don't want them to take off too much. That's scary and does all the good. But you also don't want them to put on too much, because don't think every football player has to be yoked up and jacked out of their mind.
Mm-hmm.
I get why, some of the best are, and I think there's somewhat of a correlation there, but I think it's more important to be, functionally strong as a wide receiver than able to bench 600 pounds strong as a wide receiver.
Yeah, it's not necessary for you to be the strongest wide receiver out there. You
just be strong enough. Weight enough.
Have that weight. You just need to have that weight and have that ability to move somebody out of your way if it's necessary. But again, the person you're going against isn't a 300-pound offensive lineman or defensive lineman. You're going up against a corner or a safety, at max a linebacker who's going to be a little heavier than you. But again, you're not going to be asked to knock them to the ground. You're going to be asked to get in the way so the running back can get around you if you're a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Or as a running back, you can have that weight to be able to take that pounding. But there is a certain point where if you are doing football and track where there's going to be a decent amount of weight that you're going to have to polish off.
And then it just comes down to once you have that weight polished off, it's what skills translate. What drills can I work on that, help my first step, that help my reaction time, my anticipation, that first step, those first few steps even. And then, even at the top, how do I maintain this? What can I do to stay at this top speed as long as I can, regardless of whether it's football or track?
That sprint endurance is crucial. And it's especially, when you're doing those workouts and you're working on those 200s, those 100s, finishing like you are in a race and not letting up a little bit before the finish line, because if you do that enough, your body's just going to start doing that in a race. And that's not something you want to do, especially if it's a close race.
Mm-hmm.
You want to finish through the line, right, Megan? How many times have you heard that? Finish through the line. Get yelled at. I got that yelled at me so much, and I still didn't. And it's whatever. It's fine.
The finish line is just like a base. You hit the base and you're done.
You gotta go through it. You gotta hit the wall. You gotta the deceleration period at the end, all that fun stuff. You can't start slowing up. You're not that fast. You're not that guy. You're not Usain Bolt. You don't have you don't have that lead that you can start slowing up and looking back and pointing at people. No, you're not that fast. You got to go through the line, finish strong so that you don't let somebody pass you right at the end there.
Is that one of those things that you just know as an athlete that's what you're supposed to do? Or is that one of those things that you just have to learn the hard way?
Yes and yes. As a hurdler, the finish line was 110s. It's a couple steps after the final hurdle. So you're still right there with everybody. So you're working on finishing through that. But at the same time, in the 100, a lot of times for whatever reason, if you're out in front or you're just slowing up a little bit for again, whatever reason. I don't know why, but it just happens. So that's something that your coaches drill into your mind for the longest time until you finally start going all the way through it.
Mm.
At least that was my experience. I don't know if that's with everybody. And it was a problem, and I understood it, and it is something that I learned the hard way because I got beat by like a 300ths of a second once because I didn't finish through the line.
Oh,
very
brutal,
very frustrating. But it was something I had to learn the hard way.
I never had that problem. I wasn't fast enough.
You weren't dealing with that.
I feel like I was much better at stealing bases than I was running 100 meters.
I feel like it's different, but I don't know how.
It's very different because to me, there's an objective. Like, I wasn't slow, but I wasn't like elite top end fast either necessarily. I had a pretty good first few steps, pretty good anticipation. Other people could catch me though. But if you tell me I have to dribble down the court faster than someone, I can do that. If you tell me I have to go track down a fly ball, I can get there so fast. But just running in a straight line, I slowed down.
What you said it was like objective, but the finish line is also the objective.
But it's different. There's not like a ball or something else to do involved. Like just running. I don't know if I get in my head and think too much about my steps and slow down, or if I'm just not that fast.
Imagine the person
it just wasn't the same for me.
Imagine the person next to you is the ball. You just have to get there. You have to get there before the ball gets there, right?
I mean, I tried that. Just never worked for me. I probably would have been better as like a 400, 800 guy too by the end, but
you do strike me as an 800 guy, right?
That's just so many meters. Like
it is a lot.
I think my body type is 400, 800 type, but my mindset is 90 feet.
400 is a lot of meters. 600 is a lot of meters.
100 is too many meters.
Hey, look, sometimes 200 was a lot of meters.
I can score from first on a double. That's what I got, guys.
You can score from first on a double.
Yeah.
You would have been great at a 200.
So many meters.
It's close enough.
So many meters.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should we convert
270 feet versus 200 meters?
Should we convert it to feet for you?
Please do.
My little American.
Yes. I use the correct numerical system.
Whatever, man. Speaking of baseball and feet and meters, Nebraska baseball, couple commits over the period of time that Rob Childress has taken over as the pitching coach. He's already worth his weight in gold. You knew that he was an elite coach and an elite recruiter, but I don't know if anybody saw what Nebraska has been doing so far since he's taken over happening in this short amount of time.
It's incredible. I mean, he's already flipped three or four pitchers from their commitments.
He flipped a couple Wichita State, but that's also Sirianni coming over from Wichita State.
A guy from Wayne from Kansas State, I think.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I don't know how true it is because I haven't looked into it. I haven't found anything on it yet. But on the Captain Show, you guys can go back and listen when it gets podcasted with Vershawn Jackson and Terrell Farley, the black shirt. He talked about a week before, like he was getting ready to move in, Kansas State informed him that they were full on scholarships or something, and we're not going to honor his scholarship. And that's why, his tweet just said change of plans. And he commits to Nebraska.
Got Max Anderson.
Again, I don't know. I'd have to look into that more. But that is what was said on that show. So if that's true, that's dirty.
Yes and no. I don't love it for anyone.
It's great for Nebraska.
You think
you get a hard throwing lefty. He's throwing 90. I think it's a 90, 95.
Yeah. I tend to believe more the lower end of that, especially because I'd like to try a lot of guys out as starters first, if they can stretch them out, and then you typically sit on the lower end of that range. But if he's already touching 95, if he's shown the ability to do that, that's incredible. And again, I still think even if that is the situation and his scholarship wasn't honored at Kansas State, you did still get him to Nebraska. So that counts for at least a little something.
Oh, it's still flip.
Yeah.
He could have gone somewhere else, but you got him to Nebraska. How, and I guess I'll ask you this, because again, I'm didn't play baseball, unfortunately. How rare is it to have a high schooler touching 95?
Very. Very. There are more and more guys, especially the upper end ones, touching 90. But we've seen kind of that velocity creep in college baseball too. Like all the trends have mirrored each other. It started with Major League Baseball, crept up a little bit to college, starting to get there in high school as well. My guess is the elite high school guys are sitting 90-ish, maybe 92 for the most part. I'm sure there's some that can touch 95 if they go max effort, but
how often can you go max effort?
Right. That might be like hey, this is the last pitch, full count, bottom of the seventh. We're up by a run, bases loaded. I'm just going to smoke a heater past this guy. And I'm very confident saying there are fewer than 5 high schoolers nationwide who can sit 95.
Consistently?
Yeah. And those are the ones you will probably hear about on the big boards and then never hear about in the majors. Their arms are going to be toast.
So especially getting a lefty who can hit 95, that's got to be crazy.
Oh yeah. Even if he touches it, I think Drew Christo is in that range coming out of high school as a righty. It's a good tool to have in the tool belt. It's not everything. You hope he has the command, the control, and you're going to need more than just a fastball to survive. Because again, with the velocity creep in college too, guys are seeing faster and faster. So you won't be able to just succeed with a slightly faster than the normal fast ball.
You're going to get some more breaking balls in there.
Yeah.
Develop
a changeup, kids. I'm a big fan of the changeup.
Big fan of the changeup?
I could never throw one myself, but I'm a big fan of it anyways.
I can't throw anything at all. I threw a first pitch out at the Salt Dogs game.
How'd that go? Was it better than Wemby's?
No, 100%.
Nice.
I threw a strike.
Atta boy.
It wasn't
nice.
It wasn't on a line, but it wasn't a lob. It was in between the two. It was good position player pitching.
Okay.
Like
just a nice little line drive to the shortstop kind of pitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you get under it, you're sending it.
Okay.
Like it's gone. But it's gonna get there fast enough where you're not going to have the time to like load up on your
not
back
slow pitch
foot.
softball.
Yeah, you're not going to have time to load up on your back foot and just launch it straight up. I think it would have been a line. It would have been a single. It would have been.
Oh, I didn't bring this up with DP. Amon wants to get out to BP with DP this summer. Yeah.
Did Amon play baseball?
Amon played baseball. Amon did everything.
So Amon, that was a dumb question.
Amon was a power lifter. Then he played football, baseball, a little bit of basketball, and ran track.
Him being a power lifter is not surprising.
It's insane. It's unfair.
He looks like he could still get out there.
Yeah.
If you needed 2 yards, I think you could hand it off to Amon and he could get you those 2 yards.
Without pads.
Like tomorrow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Without a doubt.
Ridiculous.
It's just unfair how some people are blessed with the genetics like he is.
I remember when I looked that good.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday on Madden. I created my play. Oh, goodness gracious. That's going to do it for the second segment here. I've seen Strick walk in the building, so we'll bring him in for the crossover. Ask him what he saw at the College World Series over the weekend, who he thinks is going to win. And obviously I'll ask Austin that as well as they get prepared for On the Block coming up next after this final segment here on the Happy Hour on 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and live all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the most pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Y'all feeling lucky? Luke Combs here, and I have an exclusive opportunity for you to win $500,000 by joining me in the Living Lucky Combs Lottery Experience. When it rains, it pours for lucky fans and lottery players who enter to win a chance of a lifetime. Join me in Nashville for a private concert at the iconic Ryman Auditorium in 2024. One lucky winner will have the chance to walk away with $500,000 at the end of the show.
Details at nelottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs ticket top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com. where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
Save money on energy-efficient equipment with the LES Sustainable Energy Program. Nearly half of the financial incentives are still available for qualifying projects. View incentives and learn more at les.com/SEP.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodmen of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Another warm day with mostly sunny skies and an afternoon high approaching 90. South winds at around 10 to 15. You passing clouds tonight with a low down to 66. We're right back up to around 90 again by tomorrow afternoon and should see at least a chance of rain moving in by tomorrow night. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Look at me. This plane is going to Jamaica.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
How dare you? Back, final segment of the Happy Hour here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. As you see, there is a pair of headphones hanging there, waiting for our very own Eric Strickland to come join us as he walks in the door right now. Stricky.
Listen, man, when the boss calls, you gotta listen.
No, I know. You were busy. Look, yeah, you're on there. No, your beautiful face is on there. Your big head.
We just got the next stream set up, Strick. That's what you're seeing there.
Tall.
Your big
What's
head
up,
is on
man?
there. You're looking good.
I'm feeling good today.
You feeling good?
Yeah, I think I'm back. I was struggling for a few days.
Back with a vengeance.
But I'm feeling good now. I mean, I'm feeling revived, refreshed.
Stricky, you want to talk about our time down at Blur, down in Omaha?
Oh, bro, listen.
Can you talk about it, or was it a blur?
It has freaking who's been on these earphones?
Oh,
Farley.
Freaking
Is
Terrell.
it turned all the way? Yeah, it's
Good
that one right there, turned all the way
gosh.
up. No, the third one. Yep.
My God. Terrell Farley will blow your ears out.
Oh yeah, the dude. I don't know. He can't hear.
I don't know how he
know.
does it. My gosh. I have acute hearing, so that really does it for me. Even though I had humps in the car back in the day. I had some humps in the trunk. Humps in the trunk. I got a whole lot of humps in the trunk. Yeah. I had that working.
He was
but
bumping.
I was still good. But good gosh, Terrell. Okay, what's up? Talk to me.
Blur.
Listen, if you didn't get to go down to Blur and enjoy that vibe, environment, you laying in hammocks, Austin sipping on some water, and Stricky with all the tickets doing, what I do.
They make a really good Captain and Coke.
Oh,
and by really good, I mean my wife would like it because she likes her drinks strong.
Yeah, stiffy. Yeah, they're real stiff down there. It was a great time, man. The people would come through. Obviously, it was heavy on some Tennessee, heavy on Wake Forest, heavy on LSU because they were literally staying at the hotel right there. So, but other than that, man, food was great doubles. We were tapping in.
Making that double cheeseburger.
Yeah, man,
that thing hit.
Yeah, it was great.
I wish made fun of me when I made a double
and if
cheeseburger.
not, it's still not over, right? I mean, I think
it's still going.
weekend?
It's still going today. I think they take tomorrow off because there's no baseball games at all tomorrow. I think they take tomorrow off, and then they'll be right back at it Saturday, Sunday for sure, possibly Monday if there's a game to be played.
Yeah.
So get on down there. I think it's blurevents.com. Enter the promo code TICKET, and I think you can still get 10% off. And if you get certain ticket packages, everything,
the VIP ticket plan is phenomenal.
You go in there, you get drink tickets, you get, it's an all you can eat buffet, unlimited times through. You go up, you can get soda, water, Powerade for free. You get the drink tickets where you can get your alcoholic beverages, get some mixed drinks, get some wine, get some beer, get it all. Well, don't get all of it because that would be a problem. But you can get whatever you want. They got you. And the nicest people working there.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
And you get to see the same faces. So it's not like there's a bunch of turnover. You get you kind of get to know the people.
Like you said,
they get to know you. So
hammock, cold tub, cornhole, Connect Four.
In which I won.
What'd you win?
Well done.
Boy. Wasn't even, is there a question?
Who challenged you?
None of your business.
That makes sense.
That you ever heard of him? None.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None,
He's a
none
great
your
guy.
business.
He's a
None your
great guy.
business, Yeah. No, I don't know. Shoot, this is just a bunch of guys that are having a good time. They even had, what is it called? Pong.
Beer pong.
Beer pong.
But it was just, pong. But
yeah, but yeah.
No, because Pong is the Atari game.
if you're
Oh, you go.
Yeah, I know.
How did
I
you
know
know
it. I know that. Yeah.
water pong.
I'm about it.
Yeah, water
Yeah,
pong.
thank you.
gotta-
Beer pong if you're of age and are feeling a little frisky.
but you saw kids playing too, so that was good.
They were playing water pong. Yeah. They also had a shot luge thing where it's
Shot
like
ski.
shot ski, where it's just a
Very
ski, a
Polish.
smaller ski, and it had I think 3 or 4 on there, and you just take it with your friends.
Yeah.
I didn't do it
Well,
because
they
I
had
didn't
the
have
hook.
any friends.
What is that
but-
hook game?
I don't know, but I was very bad at it.
Oh yeah, you just have to throw the washer on the little hook.
Is that a drinking game or is that what?
No, it's just for fun.
It
Oh, it's
could
a
be.
fun
So
game.
you do it, and then you have a little thing that you move forward, and you move your opponent's back. I think is what you can do. So you do that, and then there are ways that if you get to the end, you like take a shot or you take a drink. So it could be. Look, anything can be a drinking.
Anything
game.
went in Blur.
Anything can
It
be
was
a
cool.
drinking game.
It was
It
really
was
cool.
amazing. I thank the people down at Blur. I think me and the wife are going to go down there on Saturday, so we're going to hang out there for a little bit, maybe catch a game, maybe just walk around downtown because it's an amazing atmosphere down there. Get my College World Series shirt because it's necessary. I get one every year. I did make the mistake of wearing jeans yesterday because I'm an idiot.
Whoops.
So I had to go I say had to because I had to. I thought I could deal with it. I couldn't deal with it.
No way.
I went to one of the little stores across the street, one of the little tents, bought a pair of shorts, put those on. Unfortunately, had to pay $24 for a pair of shorts, but they're comfortable.
Yeah.
They don't have any pockets, which is annoying.
Get there early so you
Just
can
live that
park on the
baller
street
life.
too.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's cheaper than parking in that parking lot. My gosh.
I think the statute of limitations is passed. I'm not going up. I didn't actually pay for parking. I got there at like 10:15.
How?
I got there at 10:15, pulled into the Hilton garage, pressed the button for my ticket.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I tried to scan my ticket on the way out, and the guy's like, "Oh no, let me just manually raise the bar for you."
Wow.
Yeah.
The guy says to me, that'll be 20.
Yep, same. He goes, you don't need that ticket. It's $20 cash. I was like,
wow.
There was no one there when I got there, and then I was on my
baby
way
face
out because they
assassin.
assumed I was. Yeah.
The baby face assassin.
Okay, Austin.
That's how it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
We see.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah. All right,
I
dude.
guess it pays to be a dookie, huh?
Bull City, baby.
God.
I parked like 5 blocks away, paid $4, but again, that
the
was
last
5
day-
blocks away.
Yeah, the last day I was about a block and a half. I actually got
You
there.
said you were real close.
I
If
was
I would have
actually
got there,
pretty close.
if I would have got there earlier, I would have done the same thing.
And actually, I could have been closer. If I would just went down the street a little bit more,
There
I
was a
would have been.
spot?
I was like, God,
I kept thinking about
that
risking
little
it, but I
extra
was like-
50 yards would have meant something, bro. I'm telling
I
you.
kept thinking about risking it, but I was like, nah, I'll just park in the parking garage. It's $20. I'll be okay. I'm right here, just a couple steps away.
Imagine paying $20 to park in the parking garage.
Mute.
I can't.
Can't do
I
it.
can't with you right now. Austin.
Am I losing my title as permanent co-host by
I
the
think you
word?
might have. I think you might have. You'll be back tomorrow for the happy hour, but I think you might have.
Slapped with the interim tag.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? You might get a 10-game suspension, a 2-year show clause.
The Will Wade special.
Yeah, American gangster over here. What's coming up on the block?
I'll give you one guess.
NBA heavy.
NBA draft.
Got draft tonight. Celtics, Grizzlies, and Wizards make a trade after the Clippers backed out of a deal. Best 3-point shooters in NBA history.
Obviously,
Go over that
me.
for fun. Yeah, and kind of a similar conversation. What does Charlotte do? What does Portland do? That's a huge swing point very early on in the draft.
All right.
And shootout.
All right. If you don't take Victor Wembanyama first, who would you take?
You've fooled the franchise.
Yeah, you basically go to sleep.
Okay. Well, that'll do it for the happy hour. On the block up next. Adios. The weather is hot. The kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the your vacation spot comfortably you down. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-off, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Motor Food is Lincoln's hardest rocking food truck and cafe. Motor Food creates old school comfort food with a 21st century twist and lots of rock and roll attitude. Try the barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese, the grilled chicken Firebird sandwich, a 100% all beef split grilled hot dog, and any version of their funky fries. Stop by the cafe just behind Outback Steakhouse on 48th Street or catch the food truck out and about all spring and summer. Check out their menu, order carryout, or schedule a catering at motorfoodtruck.com.
Y'all feeling lucky? Luke Combs here, and I have an exclusive opportunity for you to win $500,000 by joining me in the Living Lucky with Luke Combs lottery experience. When it rains, it pours for lucky fans and lottery players who enter to win a chance of a lifetime. Join me in Nashville for a private concert in 2024. One lucky winner will have the chance to walk away with $500,000 at the end of the show.
Details at nelottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs ticket top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We're dedicated to serve clients and help their financial sound, banking and cash management services, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one